Hello. Welcome to today's video. Today is Wednesday, September 10th. I know these videos won't be posted until Halloween. We are going to do today's video. Today we are going to be doing a long-awaited video. This has been long-awaited in a year. I've been wanting to do this since Descendants 4 Rise of Red came out. We are going to be ranking Descendants and Zombies 4 songs. I'm going to just do a little explanation of the song, and by the end of the video you can tell like which song track I like more. I'm not saying which movie I like more, but which soundtrack. I did a live of explaining which movie I like more. I'm not going to go into detail, but I can in a video. I wanted to do this with Jackie, but she's busy. It's hard because I work. I'm off today, otherwise I would be at work. But we're going to do one song, or we could do one song from each franchise and stuff. So let's just get right into it. I have it on my tablet here. I'm gonna pull it up. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna like explain like the song, like what the song is, and I might bring up like other like Descendants / zombie songs or other like Disney Channel songs. I might do like other Disney Channel songs as well, because that might kind of tell you like, oh, I like this song more because it kind of portrays to like This Is Me or something, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I like it. I'm not saying, the thing is, I'm not saying that I don't like the other songs. I do, but I like that one more. Okay? We're trying to debate of which franchise we like more. So let me get into my photos and pop them up. Okay. So, the first franchise we're going to talk about is Descendants. Okay? The first song is Red. Red, I'm not gonna really explain like the song too much. I'm gonna explain like what I think the song means to me, and that's your opinion. Okay? So, Red is the daughter of the Queen of Hearts. Okay, this is her song, okay? Hold on. Okay, Red, this song, Red, I like it because it's the first song in the movie. You know, it kind of explains like Red's personality and what she wants to do and what she wants to be. I feel like this song is kind of like the song If Only, but more on an edgier version. You know, in the first Descendants movie when they bring up, you know, If Only, you know, that's a good song. I feel like Red is a good song as well because it portrays to, you know, the part of Red. Now, by the way, this is my perspective. If you don't like what I say, then don't say anything mean at all, because I don't want to cause any drama between you guys now, because I've already have drama. Now, I don't want to be a part of any more drama than I already have. That's why I had to leave the house and do this video. So, yeah, that is kind of like why I like that song, is because it's talking about Red herself, and she wants to be who she wants to be, so that is that. Okay? Now, what the hell, bitch? Get out of here, sweat bee. Okay. The next song is The Place to Be from Dawn of the Vampires. I feel like Place to Be is kind of like Place to Be is kind of like the song Do It Like the Zombies Do. If you know, in Zombies 2, they had the song Do It Like the Zombies Do between the zombies and werewolves. And with this song called Place to Be, even though it does have Zed, Zombie, and Addison and Alien, they're only in part of it. They're not in it all the way. But I feel like this song portrays to Do It Like the Zombies Do because it's between the vampires and the daywalkers. That's what I love about it, because it kind of portrays to it, and that's what I love. You know, it's a good, upbeat, vibing song. It's kind of like the song, you know, it's like their first song of the day, you know. It's their song. It's the vampires and daywalkers song together as they're singing, and you kind of get to understand like who they are and who they, you know, how it portrays into the film, you know. That's one thing about having a new film and not having as many of the old characters in this, because with this film, there's not very many of the old characters, so there's more, you know, new characters. So when they did the song Place to Be, it kind of tells everyone like, hey, this is their opening song to let everyone know, like, hey, even though we're new, you know, we're still up, you know, we're not trying to, you know, do something, you know. It's a good song. So out of Red and Place to Be, I feel like Place to Be is a little bit better, in my opinion. But that's my opinion. I've only listened to the Rise of Red soundtrack probably 30 times, and I've listened to the Dawn of the Vampire soundtrack probably 100 times. And I was listening to it this morning, so I mean, it ain't that hard. The next song is So This Is Love. So This Is Love is between Prince Charming and Cinderella, which is Chloe and Chad Charming's parents. They are from the original Cinderella movie. This song is a love, upbeat song. Sorry if I'm speaking too fast or too loud, but this is an upbeat song. This is a cool, laid-back song to kind of, you know, feel the love, you know. It's a good song, you know. It's a good song if you have a girlfriend or you're getting married and you want to have this as your wedding. You know, this is a good wedding song. I love it. It's a classical song put into a good film movie. Descendants is a really good, it's kind of Descendants and Zombies is kind of like High School Musical. You know, it's a big franchise, you know, so that's kind of cool, you know, and I actually like it. So This Is Love. Do I think it's my favorite? Maybe not, but I still love it, okay? Don't Mess With Us. Don't Mess With Us is a song between the vampires and the daywalkers. Also has, you know, Addison and Zed and stuff in the thing. It's kind of like them, the song is kind of like explaining like, hey, you know, you took this from us, but they're fighting against each other like, no, you took this from us. You know, you did this under one condition, you know. It broke their heart. So I'm sorry if I'm not explaining the songs right. I'm doing the best that I can, okay? I'm under a lot of stress right now, okay? And it's not good, okay? I'm trying to get away from it, but that's a good song. Now, do I like the song Don't Mess With Us? Yes, but I love So This Is Love more, because So This Is Love is a classical song, and I love it. I love it. I love how it's an easy, outgoing song. Simple, easy, outgoing song. Next song is Love Ain't It. Love Ain't It is between Red and the Queen of Hearts, which is Red's mother, okay? The Queen of Hearts is going into Oridon because Red got an invite from Uma. I'm not going to explain any more details of that because you have to see the movie if you have not. But it's a thing where like the Queen of Hearts wants Red to do what she wants. She wants her to be on the throne next to her, but Red doesn't. And what her mom is saying is like, love ain't it. You know, you ain't gonna get love. You know, you have to follow my rules. I'm called the Queen of Hearts for a reason. You're my daughter Red. You have to follow me. You know, that is my way of loving it. So that song is pretty cool. It's a long song, but it's pretty good. It also has, you know, the part of Chloe meeting Red for the first time, and also Cinderella meeting the Queen of Hearts again. So, yeah. The next song is Show the World. Show the World is with Kylie Russell, with Eliza. I don't know much about this song, so I'm going to go with Love Ain't It. Show the World is kind of like showing the world of like who you really are. You know, it's kind of like that song called Stand. You know, at the end of the first Zombies movie, Addison and her cousin, Addison sings the song like, you weren't born to stand out, you know. Addison was born with blonde, with white hair, but she had a wig, you know. And when the zombies came into the franchise, you know, she loved Zed, you know. But Bucky, her cousin, didn't like zombies because a zombie bit off their grandpa's ear. And I understand that. I would feel sad too. But you have to understand that it's okay to show yourself, you know. You know, things happened, you know, but you have to understand, like, things happen, you know, you have to let it go. I understand they probably didn't mean for it to happen, but you have to let things go. You have to show yourself of who you really are. Do you still want to hold this against you? Do you want to love your cousin? Like, what's the problem here, you know? Show yourself who you really are, you know? And after that song, Bucky started to lighten up a little bit, but not really. And he was like, do I really care or not? I mean, it's that simple. Do I care? No. But, I mean, it's just that simple, you know? I kind of missed that part, so sorry. The next song is What's My Name, Red's version. I love this song because it kind of reminds, it's a version of Uma's. It was Uma's version. You know, that was her song in Descendants 2. You know, it kind of, you know, talks about like what's her name. You know, but in this version, they portrayed it into a Red version. You know, it's still about Uma, but they wanted to have a Red to it. So that was pretty good. I like that one. I would probably say, out of both of those, I would say What's My Name. It's a classical version of the original, just has Red in it, and I love it. I love how the song is still original, but they added in a couple lines or a couple verses of Red, which is super cool. I like that a lot. The next one is Fight of Our Lives. I feel like the Fight of Our Lives is kind of like the version of, it's kind of like the version of Nightfall, where, you know, both of the villains and the villains and the Isle of the Lost people, they are fighting against Audrey's, you know, guard/army people. And in Fight of Our Lives, they're fighting to save the town. The reason why I picked, you know, Nightfalls is because Audrey put a spell over the town and they're trying to stop it. So I feel like the Fight of Our Lives is helping, because in Fight of Our Lives, Chloe and Red go back in time they go back in time to try to figure out like why Red's mom set a coup and took, you know, Chloe's mom for treason. That's kind of a good description of the song. And I feel like The Fight of Our Lives is a good alternative song. You know, I love how it's Red and Chloe's song. It's also kind of like Mal and Evie's song called Stakes Between. That's a cool way to also add that in as well. You know, even though there's new characters in the new franchise, you still have to have them apart, like to the old one. I know Descendants, The Rise of Red is a little different than the other three, but it's pretty good and close, you know. Next song is Possible. Possible is a really good song as well. I love it. I don't really know much about it, but we'll get into that in a minute. Okay, the next song is Life is Sweeter. I feel like Life is Sweeter is good because it portrays young, you know, Queen of Hearts. You know, it's her younger self. You know, it's talking about like young Captain Hook. Liliana's in it, which is super cool. It has, you know, they're listening to her song, you know, trying to figure out like why she did this, you know, at this now. You know, she doesn't know that she did this, but it's a good song to kind of realize like, oh, she was actually good as a kid. You know, but now she's not, you know. The next song is Together as One. Together as One is a good song between everybody. I like that song because everyone feels together. You know, it's a song that uplifts your beat. Now remember, this is my opinion. I can pick and choose whatever I want. Okay, if you don't like the way that I describe these songs, I'm sorry. I like it, so get over with it. Okay? I'm sorry if I'm not going in order. I thought I was. Okay. The next song is Perfect Revenge. Perfect Revenge. I'm trying to figure out like a song that kind of represents it. Perfect Revenge is like a song that's kind of like revengey, you know? It's kind of like a song that is revenge, you know? They're kind of like putting revenge, you know? It's kind of like the song where they're on the ship in the second movie and they're fighting. You know, that's kind of like their revenge, you know? That's kind of how I see it in my way. So if you don't like it, sorry. Okay, the next song is Legends in the Making. Sorry if I'm not picking and choosing. You'll just have to figure it out at the end. I'll tell you at the end like which franchise I like more than the other. Okay, Legends in the Making is a good song. I like it because it has all of the original cast members. None of them are new. They're all old. I love it. 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 That is simple. It's a good song. I love it. That one's my favorite. I sound like Malachi when he says, "That's my favorite. That's my favorite." When they were trying caramel cookie. You know, and they were at one of them golf things, you know, and he said, and he kept trying. He's like, "That's my favorite. That's my favorite. That's my favorite." Poor Malachi. Love you. Next song is Shuffle of Love. Shuffle of Love is a love beat song. I love it. I love it. It's a love beat song, you know? But I love Legends in the Making more. Next song is Get Your Hands Dirty. Get Your Hands Dirty is between Young Cinderella and Chloe Charming. I like it because it's a good song, but I don't like it because it's not my favorite. I'm sorry, it's not my favorite. I will listen to it, but it's not my favorite. It's not a song that I would put at #1 on my playlist. Next song is the Ain't No Doubt About It reprise. I love it because it's a reprise of the original Ain't No Doubt About It in the 3rd movie. I love it. Nothing too more to it, okay? Same thing as Someday. I like it because they have it in all the other movies, and I love it. Next one is My Own Way. My Own Way is kind of like a Mal version of If Only, but it's My Own Way. It's portrayed, you know, with Nova, aka Freya Sky. She's only 15, so that's pretty young. I thought, wow, when I seen this, she's 15, I'm like, wow. She's the youngest in the cast member. The second oldest one is like 17. I won't say that's a pretty big difference, but that's pretty big, in my opinion. You know, by a couple years, you know. So, My Own Way is kind of like a Mal version of If Only. And I love it. I love it. That's my #1 favorite. That's a good song. If I would pick between If Only and My Own Way, I would say both because they're all so good. They're both so good. I love them. The next one is... Out of this is the Life is Sweeter reprise at the end of the movie. I like it because it's talking about the new life of the Queen of Hearts. Now we got one more song in this one, which is Kerosene. I like it because it's kind of like reminding you of like the movie Let It Shine, you know. In the movie Let It Shine, they're about rap. I'm not saying that this song is fully rap, but it's a more different version. If you've seen the other 3 movies between Zed, you know, and him singing, Zed singing his songs, you know, he didn't do like that type of version. So to have this in Zombies 4 is a cool new version. I love it. I love it. Now, my favorite soundtrack of all is Zombies 4. I love it. The Zombies 4 is my favorite soundtrack. Ain't no doubt about it. I'm sorry if you like Descendants 4. I'm okay with it. I love that one too, but I love Zombies 4 better. I can listen to the Zombies 4 soundtrack a million times and still listen to it, and I won't get upset. I won't get upset. If I listen to Descendants and I listen to it probably a million times, I would get upset. I've only seen the movie twice. And I've seen Zombies 4 since it came out probably 4 times. Actually, yeah, probably 4 times. Maybe 5. But I've been busy too, so it's kind of hard. When I want to watch something, there's things that happen and stuff, and it's hard. So that is it for today's video. I love you guys so much. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.